Lisa, you are ready to get back out there with ENYO 7. Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, I've been preparing for the last few weeks. I've got loads of people in the gym I can train with, and I just want to get back out there after having my little one, and just really, get back on the competition scene. And I'm glad that my opponent was game, because I'm also, ready for a scramble and have a good match, really, have a good show.
Amazing. Well, it's really great to be able to chat with you for the ENYO Submission Only Jiu Jitsu podcast and the ENYO 7 event at Central Hall in Southampton on Saturday, the 7th of June. If you haven't got your tickets, go and get them. And if you've missed it this time, make sure you buy and support tickets for the next ENYO event. This episode is sponsored by Australian Girls in Gi. Established back in 2010, the Australian Girls in Gi community is a nationwide group of like-minded women within the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The community offers women a platform in which they seek advice, mentoring, guidance, friendship, and support from other women within the sport. Go and check out all of the sponsors for ENYO 7 in the show notes. So, Lisa, you're a brown belt and you've been training for a number of years. Where did it all start?
Well, it actually all started at Ippon back in 2013. And then I trained there for a bit. So Jeff was actually my first coach. And then I left and went to uni in Bristol. So I trained at a few gyms in Bristol. And then I always wanted to come back down south as soon as I left. So as soon as there was a job opening down here, I came back. So it's really nice to be back with Jeff Lawson and the incredible team that he's built at Ippon over the last however many years. It's been quite a lot of years now.
Amazing. Now I know a lot of the fighters on the card on ENYO 7 regularly train down at Ippon, which means there's a whole host of young women training there regularly. Tell me about the kind of culture at the gyms that you train at.
Yeah, absolutely. We're really lucky down south and at Ippon that we've got a great core group of women. Even just on a random Monday or Tuesday night, you can have 9 or 10 women there. There's quite a few brown belts now, purple belts. There's a range. There's loads of beginners as well, which is lovely for them coming up. But we've also got those high level and competitors, and also all the time there's people coming in. And it's not just the women. There's smaller like men there as well, and everyone's really friendly. So I think that's what's attracted all of the women in the community. We've got nice changing rooms, we've got nice space to train on, and just the community around it. And we've got our WhatsApp chat, so we're always talking to each other when are people training, and it just draws people in. So it's a great environment to be in, and to be around all the competitive women and people who are pushing you to that next level. So it's really nice.
Incredible. I love hearing that there are higher ranking women and kind of lots of other kind of fighters, athletes, hobbyists that are kind of higher ranking within the club. That's always a really positive sign. Now, you mentioned changing rooms. Some clubs I know don't have changing rooms, but tell me what's so great about your changing rooms.
Well, it's not that they're great. It's just nice to have like the women's area. Because I've been to clubs in the past where you're just people getting changed on the side of the mat, and the gis are all everywhere, and everyone's just trying to get their sweaty clothes back on, and it's just it's not really the inviting vibe, especially for beginners. Like for people like myself, I wouldn't really care, because I've been in it long enough that you just kind of get on with it. But if you're brand new to the sport and you're like, oh, what's going on? Why is there a man in his boxers over there when I'm about to train? So I do think it's really important to just have that space, have the shower so people can shower quickly. We've got the picture on the wall with all the kind of infections that you can get, so that people make sure they actually shower straight after and everyone's clean. And obviously the men have got the same, so it's it's equal, and it's just, I think that Jeff's done really well to have that welcoming space, and make sure that we have got someone we can have a little chit chat before class or whatever.
whilst it's not an indicator, it sounds like in this instance, having a female changing space and a male changing space is the kind of factor for keeping those kind of new female kind of jiu-jitsu practitioners coming through the doors, as well as keeping the existing ones to a kind of relatively high rank. You know, it's not a given in a lot of clubs, but you know, some of these things we should be encouraging to start making the norm as much as possible. And I know there are kind of constraints within, you know, gym spaces or buildings or locations, but it sounds like if you have these things, it gives you the best opportunity to support both men and women equally in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. You mentioned about competing and invitationals prior to having your child. Talk to me about what your kind of pre-mum experience in jiu-jitsu was.
Yeah, well, yeah, before I had my little one, I trained every day, and I was competing a lot, like every month or every other month, because I really enjoyed it, especially at Blue and Purple. It was really, you know, it's something that I like to do. And then when I got pregnant, I didn't train at all, because I know some people do train while they're pregnant, but I just didn't want to risk it. I just went to the gym a lot, and lifted weights, and got some funny looks from people at me lifting with my big bump, but I knew I needed to do something, but I couldn't do jiu-jitsu. And then as soon as I got back afterwards, I mean, I've been still training 3 times a week or more if I can, leading up to this fight, especially obviously more, but just as a standard ticking away. Once I got, you know, that recovery, it takes a long time to recover. And I did a fight literally 6 months after giving birth, and I was like breastfeeding on the side, and then I went and did my fight against Danny Altaig. We had a really nice scrap, and it was, you know, it was great camaraderie. What's the word? And yeah, and it was that was kind of my like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then life got really busy because you have a toddler. And I was just going and enjoying jiu-jitsu. And then when ENYO came up, I was like, oh, actually, I think I should enter that, and put myself out there and push myself. And it's kind of gave me a goal again, whereas I was just kind of going through the motions and learning, you know, and just enjoying jiu-jitsu, but wasn't really like had any focus. And then when ENYO came up, I was like, yeah, that will, you know, make me sharpen my game and make me get that actual game plan out there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting my competitive side back and not just being a mom and you know, being a hobbyist, or well, I am still a hobbyist, but it's just getting that kind of edge back out there as well. So it's nice.
Do you think you would have kind of embarked back on your competitive career if the opportunity for ENYO hadn't come along?
I probably would have found a competition eventually. It's just I did look at someone. Obviously, everyone uses Smooth Comp to look for competitions, but none have actually grabbed me. But it was good, you know. ENYO's this whole vibe of community, and I would like to support that and grow with the women out there. And it's good that you know, get to pick someone and they accept your match. And Ellie, who I'm competing with, we fought years ago, but not for ages. So it's really nice that it's someone that you haven't just gone with all the time, because sometimes, like with women, you end up fighting the same people a lot. So it's really nice to go with someone that, you know, I haven't fought in a while. So our games would have changed, or, you know, things would have happened since then. So I think ENYO is like a really nice competition to get involved in and be with other like-minded people. So it's been a good one to get me out there.
Absolutely. And I think we come in life with lots of different kind of hats on, different responsibilities. And whilst, you know, we're kind of younger maybe, and, you know, having opportunities to train so many days, you know, life changes. But it's things like ENYO that come up. And I always believe things come up at just the right time, whether you're quite ready or not quite ready. sometimes it's things like ENYO and the female community that just give you a kick up that, you know what, to get on and find your competitive spirit. It's kind of clearing away all the noise from all of the other things and going, yes, I'm going to do that. And it sounds like this is your opportunity to get back out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm working full time as well, so it's not without its challenges. I also teach jiu-jitsu 3 times a week as well, and then obviously, yeah, family life as well. So it's busy to train as well as all of those things, but it's definitely doable, and it's, you know, it's what you want to focus on. It's like whether you want to take your child with you to training and then train alongside them, or right, I'm very lucky I've got a supportive husband who can put her to bed or pick her up from nursery so that I can go to training, and then obviously on the weekend I have that family time with her as well. Amazing. So it's just making a balance and a schedule really to optimize your time and make sure you can fit everything in.
Amazing. It really is about balance. But this is the ENYO Submission Only Jiu-Jitsu podcast with me, Lou Temlett, talking with all of the upcoming ENYO 7 competitors. One of the things that would really help this show grow is by you subscribing on whichever platform you are listening or watching on: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music. If you could do that for me right now, I would be forever grateful. And as always, go and check out the clips on YouTube and Instagram at ENYO Grappling. Today, I'm having a chat with Lisa Holdsworth, brown belt, ready for a super fight at ENYO 7. So, Lisa, you mentioned about your kind of full-time job and responsibilities. If you're happy to kind of, you know, elaborate a bit more, tell us about your full-time responsibilities. In addition to being a mum.
A normal day, for instance, you know, I get up with my little one at 6 a.m. That she doesn't sleep past then usually. If I'm lucky, she might. Then I get her all ready for nursery, and then I will leave at 7:30, and my husband takes over. And then my work starts, you know, 7:45, and I'm at school. I'm a PE teacher, so teaching sports pretty much all day, and also I do a lot of the SEN side of it, so I'm working with supporting students with additional learning needs, and I make sure in our school I basically make sure that everyone who needs extra support is getting it, and then I'm also you know, observing other teachers and seeing whether they are doing what we've asked them to do. So I really like that side of it as well, so it's very busy when I'm at work.
I just want to kind of interject. Now, there are a number of competitors on ENYO 7 that I've already spoken with that are doing PE for their GCSEs. So I feel they may well be coming to you to have a conversation at the event. So you've got clubs and things after school as well. Are you responsible for delivering those as well?
Yeah, so yeah, we do. We actually had a jiu-jitsu club last term, but we've stopped that now. But I would like to bring jiu-jitsu back again, which will be good. And we did boxing as well at our school, so we're getting martial arts in. And I'm actually teaching jiu-jitsu at a summer festival, which will be like all the local schools, and they'll like have like a 45-minute introduction session each, which will be really cool to bring, you know, it's bringing the martial arts to the school. But we've actually got quite a few teenagers at our school that do come to the different clubs in the area as well. So I've got some people in my school that do jiu-jitsu, which is really nice, because then they see me, you know, as a role model, I guess, when I'm fighting, and they see me on Instagram and stuff like that. So it's nice to kind of be that positive influence and in the sport, so it's good.
Absolutely. I think it's fantastic that we do have so many young people and young girls kind of coming through and being so on fire with their jiu-jitsu. They just want to learn. I mean, you know what it's like from kind of starting you know, so long ago. When you start jiu-jitsu, you're just absorbing it, you're just learning. And I think the more that we have an open mind and a capacity to learn jiu-jitsu, whatever age, because we're not kind of ruling out anyone that's older than, you know, teenage or, you know, PE teacher age, but you know, it's great just to be able to get so many more in. And I know there's so many benefits to having martial arts within the school, but it sounds quite unique. I've heard about taekwondo in schools, but I haven't heard about Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So it sounds like you're really setting the kind of tone and kind of marking the way for Brazilian jiu-jitsu in education settings.
Yeah, well, obviously they're lucky that, you know, they have someone who already does it at school, because a normal PE teacher wouldn't know how to teach it unless you do it as a sport. But then, yeah, it's nice that I'm actually able to teach it to, you know, in other schools in the local area at this festival and kind of introduce it there. And then they can get other coaches in, or think about whether they want it on the curriculum. And we've taught it to our older years as well. And at a previous school, we did it on the curriculum for year 11s as kind of more of a like self-defense for girls, like an introduction, like, you know, how to get out of these kind of positions and stuff like that. So I think there is a place for it on the school curriculum. It would be really cool if we can get it in. But it would mean like outside coaches having to come in, just like they do for other martial arts. But schools do have, you know, a small budget that they can get those kind of things, and it's you know, giving people confidence, especially, you know, young girls and stuff. So
yeah. I think what you're doing is incredible, and the school are really lucky to have you, being a brown belt, progressing through jiu-jitsu, and being that role model that goes out there and fights for, you know, titles and medals and all sorts of things, especially on ENYO 7. So how fired up are you for ENYO 7? And obviously I asked, are you ready at the beginning, but are you feeling more ready?
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I literally just trained before we came on this podcast, actually, did a session, and I'm just trying to, you know, sharpen up my game and get, I did some drilling yesterday to like figure out what actually I want from every position. And you know, I'm feeling good. I'm hoping I don't get stuck anywhere and that we become stagnant, because obviously we're doing it in the gi. In the no gi, there's a lot more scrambles. So in the gi, it can stop, but I don't want that. I want an explosive match. I want to be able to move around, and hopefully my opponent wants that too, because no one wants to watch when you're just stuck in close guard or just, you know, in a stalemate because you're both too stubborn to move. So hopefully, I mean, at brown belt that doesn't usually happen so much. Maybe at the white and blue it does a bit more, but yeah, hopefully will be an exciting match, and we can show the crowd it's, you know, worth coming to ENYO and watching all the matches. So
amazing. What colour gi are we looking for Saturday?
I actually haven't decided, either white or black. My white gi has my Ippon patch on it, so that would be quite good to wear. But my black gi fits nicely, so I haven't fully decided which one to wear. Really, I'll probably bring both and then see what I decide on the day.
Nice. Yeah, I'm feeling with the best fit. I think the black one's going to be my choice, but we will wait and see. You never know. You never know. I was going to ask about what moves you're known for. What else? I don't know. I've lost my train of thought now. Anything else you want to mention? Yeah, about jiu-jitsu and ENYO 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm known for any moves, because I haven't done any jiu-jitsu competitions in a while, so I probably wouldn't say I'm known for anything. But I know, well, I don't want to give it too much away, really, but
no, that's fine.
what I like to do. I mean, a lot of women go for the arms and go for the chokes, and I think that's just women in general, because usually we're on top of guys in our gym, and that's, you know, what ends up floating around and happening. But I'm happy to mix it up in the match and see what comes to me, really. Like if there's an opening for something, I'm just gonna jump onto that. So I'm you know, I'm not really looking for one. I don't want to be tunnel vision. I'd rather have like options from every area, and then what,
like that,
depending on what she does, is, you know, gonna impact that. So
amazing. I like that. Now this is a bit out there. In an ideal world, what move would you like to be known for? Not necessarily what you're known for or what you might be known for, but do you have a vision? And if it helps, I can offer mine. Only because I like the sound of the name. I'd love to be known for a berimbolo. I can't do them, but I saw someone describing that the slow kind of the setup is more important than the actual thing. And actually getting people to in the setup. So I'm a blue belt. I'm nowhere near any berimbolo right now, but you know, I'm putting it out to the universe. I'd love to be known for a berimbolo. How about you?
Yeah, all of that fancy stuff. I don't really do that a lot. I'm more of the classic jiu-jitsu style. So
Nice.
yeah, lots of pressure, lots of I don't know what would be like my favorite move. It's
maybe it's something completely out of comfort zone and something. I mean, berimbolo is not even anywhere close right now, so that's completely out of my comfort zone. But, you know, maybe there's something out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for future competitions, if I can do more of like wrapping people up in their gis, and that would be pretty cool, like highlight reel worthy stuff. But that's, you know,
good.
It depends on the game. I would have to change probably.
I like that. I only first experienced the kind of gi wrapping thing when I was rolling with a purple belt, and then it became really quite obvious that purple belts do that a lot and upwards. So yeah, maybe that's the thing. You're brown belt now.
Yeah, I
Who
think
knows?
some people really like wrapping people up. Sorry, I'm just trying to plug it in because it's going to die.
That's all right.
Yeah, some people like all that stuff, some people don't. It just depends on, you know, your body part, your body and your, you know, flexibility as well sometimes. And I'm quite small. I'm only 5'3", so it's, you know, what I can do with my body compared to someone who's, you know, tall and slim maybe is different. So yeah, I think I'm just excited to go out there and hopefully I can show some good jiu-jitsu and we can have a good time, basically.
Amazing. Now, beyond ENYO 7, what do you have in your sights?
Well, I would really, because this is obviously an invitational, I'd like to do, you know, just a standard competition as well. And I know the British Open is coming up next month as well. So I'll probably enter that because we've got a team of people going to that from Ippon. But at the moment, there isn't anyone in my category. So other ladies sign up.
Definitely.
But they'll probably merge categories otherwise. And then in the future, it will just, see what's popping up, isn't it? And I would really like to get back to Euros maybe next year. That will be, I mean, I'm older now, so I can do Masters now. So maybe I'll go to the Masters Euros. But
I would highly recommend Barcelona. It's fantastic.
Yeah, so that would be cool to go to, but I know I would want to train hard and I know I would probably put a lot of pressure on myself with like something like that, whereas like some of the smaller ones or just like more, you know, national competitions, I just go out there and just see how I do. But for like stuff like Euros and like Worlds and stuff, you really want to be on your top game, otherwise you're just going to get smushed and you spent all that money to get out there. So it's, and I know like Masters 1 brown belt is going to be a high level competition because by the time you get to brown belt, usually you are a bit older. You know, when you're in the Masters and the lower level ones, they're all just beginners and you're all similar ability. But when you get the higher, like for example, when you get to black belt, you know, everyone's been training for so long. And then you could be black belts for so many years. So the competition is ruthless. So, when that comes out, I'm sure there'll be a lot of pressure for that.
Amazing. Now, I know you're holding your first women's open at Ippon Gym. Tell me about that and, you know, how people can find out more.
Yeah, so on the 6th of July, we are having our first women's open mat at Ippon is completely free. We just want to get as many women down there as possible. We've got a nice big gym, nice open space so we can have lots of people there, and we're gonna, you know, bake some tasty treats and have a community vibe. And you can sign up for that on Eventbrite if you just type in Ippon Gym women's open mat, or look on my Instagram, which is the Jiu-Jitsu Flow, and also on Ippon Gym Instagram and stuff on there. So and we're going to be hopefully doing them, if it's a success, which hopefully it will be, we'll probably do like 3 a year or something like that. So it's something moving forward. If you can't make this one, there'll be more in the future, because it's just really great to get everyone together and be able to train and roll and actually have people your size, or like if you like yourself come from a gym that doesn't have many women, then it's, you know, coming to somewhere that does. And we're teenagers are welcome too, so you know, there'll be some smaller children there as well, and then up to, you know, whoever, and all levels, from white belt to black belt, which is, it's really good. So that will definitely be something to come to.
Fantastic. And they have incredible, amazing changing rooms. So get yourself to the next women's open mat at Ippon Gym. Lisa, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time and the balance of life, preparing for ENYO 7, being a mum, dealing with all of those things. I just want to thank you for giving up your time, and really looking forward to seeing you on the competition mat, or the invitational mat, on Saturday.
Yeah, amazing. Cool. So yeah, I'll see you there. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you for telling your friends about this show. And as soon as this episode ends, I'd really appreciate you dropping a show a rating and a review. Thanks again for listening. Catch you on the next episode of the ENYO Submission Only Jiu-Jitsu podcast.